Hello, how are you doing? I'm Danny de Hek, aka the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger. Randy just won't give it up. He wants to scam everybody. We've got a live meeting going. We've got quite a few web browsers open, and they are policing it today. So let's go straight into the meeting and let's see what we can learn about video email. Are you excited? Here we go.
Maybe more relevant than ever before. It just requires the right project. And now we have found the right project. And so if you are one like me who has invested yourself in the micro enterprise arena, one who like me has been building teams, organizations,
got 23 people, the chat room's disabled, and royalties, and Randy's running the meeting today.
Just extend your career by probably from now until you die. We're about to re-energize that entire business. And I think of other people that are here, people who have a dream. I think back to
there we go.
That I saw years ago that became one of my favorites for that entire
Welcome to Talk Fusion.
And of course, Richard Gere, Julie Roberts are in it. And then the opening scene and the ending scene, there's a guy walking down Rodeo Boulevard and he's saying, "What's your dream?" I have to acknowledge today that in that selfish, self-centered nature that is the human condition, over the course of my career, I have tried to persuade people to lose focus from their dream. They were trying to build a real estate business, and I introduced them to Nu Skin. They were trying to build a mortgage company, and I introduced them to a way to lower their cholesterol, a business about lowering cholesterol. They really wanted to be an airline pilot, but I introduced them to a company that sold non-psychoactive cannabis. So I can now see with clarity that I have been providing thoughts to people always with my own interests front and center, and with having little regard for the fact that what I really should have been doing is help each person do what they want to do. And so now if you have a dream, welcome to Talk Fusion. I don't want to distract you from that dream. I want to help you live it. I want to turn it into a reality for you right now. I want to show you how by becoming professionally and personally branded, you can separate yourself from other people who provide a similar product or service. I think back to the days that I just become a Merrill Lynch stockbroker, just returned to the training program, I had a steep hill decline. Why? Because every single investor already had a broker. That broker knew more than me. I was just a trainee coming back home. The broker had more experience than me. The broker had a better relationship with the client than me. I had to find a way to separate myself. And you know the way that I figured it out? It was a way that required my willingness. And by the way, to the extent that you are willing to gather some new knowledge, develop a couple of new skills, and maybe refine a character attribute or two, to the extent that you are willing, I can promise you.
Let's see what we can do here.
I can promise you that we can help you live your dream more effectively.
Live your dream.
And that if what you do for a living right now is not something you love, it's just what you do to pay the bills, then I'd like to show you how to become a conduit to people who do have a dream. To utilize this project and for you to earn royalties as a result. Maybe that becomes your dream. Maybe we fill all of those squares.
I'm trying to find his phone.
Well, welcome to Talk Fusion. I'd like to help you understand how, as a result of becoming personally branded, you can break your way into a crowded field. Now, Samantha, would you please play that first video for us?
Samantha's in charge today. You going to pick up your phone, Randy? Samantha? I'll just get rid of that sound. Okay, let's do it again. So that's, we are requesting remote control of the screen, which means she'll have a box in front of her and she won't be able to get past the box. And now, about now, the boxes will be coming up more than ever. And that's me with my hand up. So it makes it easier for her. And she would have thought, wish I turned that off. I don't know how to turn that function off. So people can't request remote control. She's removed me from the meeting, which is her case. So we're not going to listen to that music. Let's go back to here. And we will come back in as a different one to rebrowse in history.
I think back to my experience. I went to Merrill, got hired by Merrill Lynch, and now every account I wanted was already managed by somebody else. What I was taught by Merrill Lynch was that this was it. They said, Randy, it's the numbers, the numbers, the numbers, the numbers, the numbers. And I was told to simply open up the white pages, and if I wanted to start any place, just open them up and put a finger there. And if it was Smith, hi, Mrs. Smith, it's Randy Schroeder calling from Merrill Lynch. Are you interested in our financial services? Nope. Hi, Mr. Smith, it's Randy Schroeder calling from Merrill Lynch. Are you interested in our financial services? Nope. You see, the catalyst ingredient in my world is me. The catalyst ingredient in your world is you. That phone message completely misses the catalyst ingredient, that telephone call.
Oh, okay.
The least important part of communication
to 20
are the
people
words.
in a Zoom meeting.
The other important parts are what? The smile, the eyes, the posture, the everything about communication that is other than words. I find that I work all over the world, and so frequently I don't speak the language of my counterparts, and yet we communicate very, very effectively, because a smile does something that words cannot. A facial expression does something that words cannot. A wink can do something that words cannot. It's pretty magical what can occur. Yeah. Well, I needed the catalyst ingredient to show up. Are you going to go with this
as your scam?
I'm going to describe something that I experienced, and you don't need to be willing to do what I did. Why? Because we have a technology that can help you accomplish the same thing without having to go through it. How did I do it?
I wonder if you can put those videos on YouTube.
This meeting is being recorded.
Because it said CEO. I knew they were wealthy because I saw their name on the nameplate down below. And I walked in day after day. I walked in. I told the receptionist, I need to see Mr. or Mrs. So-and-so, the CEO. Please tell them it's Randy Schroeder calling from Merrill Lynch. I need 90 seconds of their time, and no, I do not have an appointment. 3/4 of the time, they didn't let me in. 1/4 of the time, they did. When they let me in, then I got to see that person, or that person got to see me. I got to make eye contact. I got to shake their hand. They got to see the way that I showed up. And you know what? I broke through because of that willingness. Most people do not break through. They were stuck back. Hi, this is so-and-so calling from Merrill Lynch. Doesn't work. It just flat doesn't work. And that's why 85% of people who go through that training program, they have to go and find a new career sometime down the road.
You must have got a new cell phone.
Now, instead of that, a beautiful branded message shows up. And when that beautiful branded message shows up, what am I referring to? Well, welcome again to Talk Fusion.
Wow.
Now, I welcome you not just to video email, but I welcome you
to give us a demo?
To video communication in the digital era.
Not ready yet.
What are the method of communication you prefer? TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Reels. It matters not. Our technology works the same. I do want to point out that video email is the big one by far. Way, way, way more commerce is conducted as a result of email solicitations than any other. More than 350 billion emails are sent every day in the world. That's 10% more than it was a year ago.
Is it 4 billion?
And way more commerce is done in email than all of the other digital communication mechanisms combined. So welcome to video email, and however else you choose to use it. This can, I believe, replace the aggravation of me driving an hour through traffic to go and wait in somebody's reception area, to maybe be told, no, the CEO will not see you, and then drive out and do it again. Maybe I could do that 4 or 5 times a day, and maybe I would gain one audience, so that would lead me to one possibility of a candidate. Now imagine instead that Mr. Smith receives a message from me, and that message that he receives, this would be a business context. Why? Because he is a proposed candidate. I'm a new broker at Merrill Lynch. And so I would select a business themed template. And in my case, this would now be a customized template, because I would want to separate myself from all of those brokers working at second-rate firms. I was working at Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner & Smith, which at that time was considered the finest financial firm in America. And so now he receives an email from me. And the first thing to point out is the email will get to him.
Rob just gave me a ring. He's going to come around and kiss my shotgun.
Internet service providers have whitelisted the Talk Fusion, the Talk Fusion domain. And so I know, first of all, if the email is going to go through, it's not going to get stuck in a spam filter. Then we have learned, we have been taught the simple handful of words or phrases that cause the email to get open once it does not get held up by spam. There are things like this. The word video causes the likelihood it's open to go up dramatically. The person's name. Special video portfolio report for Mr. Smith.
He's watching my video.
It's going to get open. It's going to go through.
So now he's addressing
spam filters. It's not going to get hung up, and it's going to get there.
Prove it.
Once it gets there, he opens it. What does he see? Instead of
Have you checked this with Google?
Lynch, Pierce, Fenner & Smith. We are bullish on America. He clicks play, and there the catalyst ingredient shows up. It's me. And I say, Mr. Smith,
does it take him off to a website when they press play, or does it play in the email program?
My name is Randy Schroeder. I have just returned from Merrill Lynch's training program. Yes, I'm a new broker. No doubt your current financial advisors know some things I don't. I think I might know some things they don't. Having just returned from Merrill's latest training, I can help you hedge your portfolio more effectively.
So all these pictures that you
Mr.
see,
Smith, may I have 5 minutes of your time
that will take you off to a
so
website,
that I can introduce myself, shake your hand, and perhaps set a date for a future meeting. Is that possible?
So that means you can't email any
I
government
think that
departments?
I could have done that 50 times a day instead of 3 times a day driving clear across town. And I think that would have given me access to potential candidates I would not otherwise have access to. Spin the clock forward quite a while. I was one of those that made it. I managed to break through. Now suddenly I'm managing tens of millions of dollars in assets, and one account that used to be important has $100,000 in assets. The person is always as important. The account is not as important.
As soon as you put your hand
if
up,
it's
you get removed.
$100,000 and I'm managing tens of millions elsewhere, suddenly that guy with 100,000 for that gal, they call. I'm sorry, Mr. Schroeder can't speak with you. He's busy. He'll call you after the market closes. That person just became somebody else's best candidate. Instead, what should they have received? They should have received, once again, a custom template, a beautiful branded video email. Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner and Smith, Randy Schroeder, now Senior Vice President. Mr. Smith, thank you for your continued patronage. I appreciate your friendship and the confidence that you have shown Merrill Lynch and me. And I can imagine that on days after 1,000 points down, you're probably a little bit anxious this morning to know exactly what's going on. I want you to know that your portfolio is in fantastic condition, that the hedges put in place that we discussed here at Merrill Lynch are working beautifully, that in fact, your portfolio is not only secure, but your account balances have gone up over the last 2 or 3 weeks. I'll be in touch. I promise you. I've got my finger on the pulse of your portfolio. If you need to hear from me, you can know that you will. And so you see, business applications are quite obvious. What about personal applications? Also critically important. Over the course of my career, I've gone from an early time in my life where I was trying to attract individual clients, as I've described, for my financial services business. As time has gone on, I've spent the last several years in my career building teams, building organizations, leadership structures which have resulted in the delivery of more than $5 billion in goods and services around the world. $5 billion, which I've been paid commissions on. People in my organizations have been paid more than $2.7 billion in commissions. It's incredible. Well, over the course of that time, I've learned that there are a few absolutes, or a few things that I can know. And what I can know is that there's 10 or 12 or 14% of people whose personalities and character make it easy, not burdensome for them to approach another with an idea. There's a small percentage of them. I am one of them. Because I am one of them, and I only know what it feels like to be me, I couldn't understand for so much of my career why more people weren't doing what I was doing. Well, it was because it was easy for me, because I had a different set of talents and skills than them. It was harder for them, and that's why they didn't do it. It wasn't because of less desire. We had different skills. This will help all those people
keep ringing me because they want TV remotes.
Approach to try to provoke a conversation, a solicitation is somewhat difficult.
Not like
why?
This stuff.
Because every time we use the product, we have a really good chance of the candidate making the move towards us. I send you a birthday greeting instead of a Hallmark card. It's a beautiful branded template. I send that beautiful branded template, and when I do, you click play. And when you click play there, the catalyst ingredient shows up, and that catalyst ingredient is me. And when the catalyst ingredient shows up, you hear me say, happy birthday. Thank you for being my friend. I want you to know how much I appreciate and admire you for the following reasons. I see the way that you parent your children. I see the way that you support your family. And I just want you to know it's a privilege for me to know you. Happy birthday. Now, do not suppose that would result in some percentage of people responding to that information by contacting me and saying, that was cool, Randy. How did you do it? Can I do it too? I think that the ability to have the utilization of the tool itself
Banksy
makes it not just possible, but highly likely that many, many people who could not otherwise succeed will be able to succeed. And I think it's really, really important that we contemplate.
Oh, she's removed me. Oh, she's getting clever. Isn't that good? Oh, that's good, though. So let's see. She's removed me. Sorry about that, guys. Didn't know what happened there. We'll just do that. We'll get rid of the screen here. Dunk. And we'll fire them over here. Let's go. Audio. Ugh. And let's see. Audio. Leave audio. Ha, ha, ha. She's getting bitchy. She's removing everybody. So at the moment, even I can't get the sound. Hopefully that will work in a second or two. I'll just see what sound we've got. Same as audio. Leave audio sound. Audio options. Audio settings. And we go same as system. Test speaker. Speaker works. Test microphone. All right. Still can't figure out why there's no sound on that one. But we do have more backups. So let's have a look and see if we get here. We'll try the audio.
Using it to grow a business of your choice that you're already engaged in. You have a dream. You're building a financial services business, or you're a hair salon or a nail salon or a child daycare center. Whatever your dream is, it's your dream. Whether you're using it to grow your dream, whether you're using it to expand personal relationships, or whether you're using it to be a conduit to the system for other people and therefore earn royalties, we would select one of the same three packages. I consider them all to be remarkably inexpensive. I think $175 is almost free for that starter pack, given that a person would have over 1,000 professionally designed, ready-to-use templates in multiple languages. Those languages all professionally translated by real-life native speakers, not AI and not
poison AI.
Not second language speakers, as is too frequently the case. People who speak like you do in your nation. 5-minute recording time, more than sufficient for the vast majority of people just learning how to communicate by video. 2,500 contacts can be uploaded into the system. Why is that important? Because the system, as we've indicated, TalkFusion, is whitelisted among over 1,000 internet service providers. And by the way, so you know, TalkFusion also has a 1A rating at the Better Business Bureau. TalkFusion is an extraordinarily well thought of company, AAA credit rating. This company is an absolute magic thing to be a part of. This is a company that at every single turn will make you proud to be a part of it. This is a company that will, in fact, through your every single next participation with them, it will be an edifying experience and empowering experience, because these guys are just good at what they do. The elite package would be appropriate for those who are going to use it as a business. The starter package more appropriate for those using it to expand their personal reach. The pro package for those with a business with multiple messages to deliver. I consider them all, once again, to be remarkably inexpensive. It would be a literal impossibility to try replicating this out of the marketplace without spending 10 times or 20 times what the price is for each of these packages. And if you tried, you couldn't. Even if you're willing to spend the money, it doesn't exist. Unique proprietary technology. The elite package ups it to 10-minute recording time. 5,000 contacts can be uploaded into those whitelisted servers. The storage goes up, allowing you to retain videos already created. And this means you can keep a video library and therefore manage a contact base over time. The pro package principal advantage is the 10 custom video email templates. That is critically important. I think of those Carmelite sisters where I stayed for a period of time earlier in my life, and I think of their various apostolates. And I'm imagining a custom branded template for the retreat house, a custom branded template for their assisted living facility, and a custom branded template. On we go. The bigger the message is you want to deliver, and the more prongs of that message, the more it would guide you towards the professional package. Now I'm going to completely shift gears and talk no more about using the product as a way to grow your existing business, but as a standalone income generating possibility. I've come to realize over the course of my career that there are a handful of known elements that are required for success in this kind of business. Those elements are, first of all, a product or service that matters to people. That's the way that I've said it for so many years. A product or service that matters to people. I'm going to add to that a little bit. A product or service that matters to people, which cannot be replicated elsewhere in the marketplace for a better price.
Avengers.
So that's an important distinguishing characteristic. If it's a great product, but something very similar can be acquired elsewhere in the marketplace for less money, well, then it's not a great product from our business standpoint. In this case, a product that cannot be replicated in the marketplace at any price, no matter how you might try. A product or service that matters to people who are not like you. What if you're a 25-year-old woman?
Yeah.
A product or service that would matter to you would be hair care and makeup and style and grooming. But would that same thing appeal to a 72-year-old man? Maybe not. You see, having a product or service that appeals to people who are older than you, younger than you, more physically fit, less physically fit, your gender, another gender, a person who is more highly educated or less highly educated, a person who is culturally similar to you, or a person who is culturally very, very different. Complete, total, universal appeal. That's a big idea. A product or service that matters to people, which can lend itself easily to habitual use. Just as people have for decades now been accustomed to sending a Hallmark greeting card. That's old news, folks. The idea of going and buying a card, spending $6, $10, $20 for a card, mailing it, taking 7 days to get there, missing the deadline, those days are coming to an end. Hallmark doesn't know it yet, but those days are coming to an end. Why? Every product, every idea, it has its time, and that time has come and gone. We're moving into a digital world. It will become habitual by countless millions of people to send greeting cards exactly this way. Not just greeting cards, but business solicitations, condolences, and go on down the list. Video communication. A product or service that matters to people, a company that can execute. Simply put, Bob Reyna is the single finest operator in the network marketing arena globally today. Wow. He has his finger on the pulse of this like no one else does, and it's easy to identify the veracity of that. Bob launched Talk Fusion in 2007. It raced around a world that was ill-prepared for Talk Fusion. Why? Well, it's a video branding and a video communication technology. In 2007, a tiny part of the world had the internet bandwidth sufficient to properly utilize that technology. Well, the world's been slowly catching up. Why this imagination? Why this reimagination of the company? Why this new focus, this new launch?
Yes.
Simply because the world is now ready. A company that raced around the world has done $3.75 billion in sales since 2007. It can do $3.75 billion in sales every year because suddenly the internet bandwidth around the world has caught up. In 2007, nobody was making short, engaging, fun, and both entertaining and educational videos and posting them online. Technology didn't exist.
That's right.
Well, thanks to Instagram and TikTok and Facebook Reels and the rest today, millions of those videos were created. But you know, it didn't happen. The person who created the video did not learn how to brand themselves. They didn't learn how to monetize it because there's no compensation plan associated with it. And they're completely subject to Meta's algorithm as to how many visitors or followers they'll have tomorrow. They need us, and they grant us opportunity, another moment of convergence. And then Bob's decision to reimagine the entire company, to recreate a brand new leadership hierarchy, to meet the current reality. This brings to us the greatest combination of the elements required for success I've ever seen. A product or service that matters to people, a company that is owned by the single finest operator in this industry today, or to my knowledge ever. Timing that is clear, that is obvious, that is beyond refute as a result of these instances of convergence that I have described. A compensation plan which provokes correct behaviors and rewards them. We're going to talk about that. And in this case, rewards them in 1 minute. And then a willingness of a leadership group to teach you what you need to know to get the key in the lock of success. I can tell you, as one who, again, folks, it's just the truth. Not sure how and why it came to be, but my organization has done $5 billion in sales.
Oh my God.
I understand this industry at a very high level, and I'm unaware of anything that has ever met the needs of this particular method of distribution of commerce the way that this company does. I'm going to move quickly and only comment on the fact that this company understands the values of generosity. That's one of the reasons for its success. Talk Fusion, folks, this company has no competition. All of those reasons are valid, but let's just focus on the one that leaps out of the screen at me. Fastest payout in MLM history, 1 minute. Now, Samantha, if you're still there, could you play that last video for us before I describe the compensation plan?
Oh, the compensation plan. This is where you get paid for scamming people into.
I am here, baby. I will do so right now.
Oh, there she is.
Yep.
Samantha, love you, Samantha.
Do you want the did you know? With
Samantha's probably one of those ladies that
I want the last
thinks
one.
He's got money.
Okay.
Just saying. You just do what you're told, dear. Alrighty, so let's go back to here and do this. Let's cause some disruption. We'll see if we can request remote control. Request remote control. Now this will be causing her havoc until she kicks me out. I've done it 5 times, 6 times. So the video they're playing will now have a box popping up where she will have to navigate around or give me a race to see who can click no first. And we've obviously turned the sound off because we don't want flash marketing emails. And now she's going to kick me out, so I'm going to rename myself.
It just said that the industry is being reimagined, is really what it just said, that the industry is changing. There are a variety of reasons for that, but the one that I want to focus on right now is the one that might be of the greatest importance to all of you. That being the reimagination of Talk Fusion, which includes as a part of that reimagination, the introduction of the world's first instant pay plan. I believe that there are so many people who are going to be benefited from this, and I'm guessing that some of them are you. They're on this session right now.
Yep.
I'm going to describe this in the most old-fashioned way, and the way that I'm going to do that is by drawing on my board.
Oh, the board.
Because I'm a true old-fashioned network marketer. And folks, here's the way that it goes. We have first direct sales bonuses. What creates a direct sales bonus? When a person acquires the starter package, they spend $175. When they spend $175, they get access to the service, and you immediately get paid $50. And when I say immediately, I mean immediately. that is available instantly on the debit card that you'll receive as a result of becoming a Talk Fusion member should you order one.
Wow.
Now, the second thing that one could choose is, as opposed to the starter pack, they could choose the elite pack. If the elite pack is chosen, because that's what's best for them, they would spend $350 and you would receive instantly 100. In the case of
show us how the video mail works, because I'm not really interested in this stuff.
to gain all those services, and you would receive a $200 direct sales bonus. That's the first comp plan component, and that is pure transaction. Wow. You identify the candidate, you make the introduction. The introduction results in the candidate determining which package is right for them. When they acquire it, you will earn $50, $100, or $200, and it will be available to you immediately. Transaction components. What happens next? The next component is called team commissions. How does team commissions work? We each build a simple two-sided environment. When a person acquired these packages, something happened besides them getting the product and you receiving a commission. What else happened? Volume was created. In the case of the starter pack, it was 100 volume points. In the elite pack, it was 200 volume points. In the professional pack, it is 400 volume points. Why does that matter? Because the second way that we generate income is called team commissions. This is a simple binary. I'm guessing there are quite a few of you here who've got some direct selling background and so would understand this. It is a pure volume-based binary. There is no structure requirement. You don't need to have a certain number of enrollments on this side and a certain number of enrollments on this side. You don't need to have various enrollment tree legs that are having certain levels of productivity. No, as long as you have one person enrolled on the right and one person enrolled on the left, you are eligible to earn the full possibility in the team commissions. Every time there are 200 points here and 200 here, that creates a $25 commission. That $25 commission is 6%. That is about triple what would be typical for a team commission in a two-legged structure. Why can this company pay so much? Marketing? One of the points of convergence. It is because there is no cost of goods sold. It is because there is no inventory risk. There is no shipping risk. There is no manufacturing risk. There is no code date expiration risk. There is no risk of it getting held up in customs. There are no tariffs. There are no duties. Because that's true, the company can pay a much larger percentage of cash than would ever be true in a product-based direct selling company. Please know this. The future of the direct selling industry is a digital future. People are no longer willing to pay an outsized price because the product is being delivered through network marketing. Now, say that another way. Network marketing products for about 35 years have been priced to meet the needs of the compensation plan as opposed to being priced to meet the needs of the consumer. The result is that almost all network marketing revenue is done inside the network. If you want to build a huge business, then let it be that the people inside the network are those who are making the product available to countless tens of millions of people outside of the network. That's a real business. That's the business we really want to create. And that's what happens every time one of these packages gets sold to one who is not in the network. And so we create volume, 100, 200, 400. Every time there's 200 volume points here, you get a $25 commission. And so if a person acquires the elite package on the right side of your business, that's 200 volume points. If they acquire the professional package on the left side of your business, that's 400 volume points. It takes 200 here and 200 here. So this combination would get you a $25 check, and there would then be $200 on this side waiting for you to do 200 over here to get paid again. This is leveraged transaction. Okay, up here, pure transaction. You do the work, you make the introduction. A person says they want it, they buy it, you get paid. It's done. That's it. This is leveraged transaction. Why do I call it leveraged transaction? Because these commissions are still being created by the purchase of these packs. That's what's creating the commission. The pack is being purchased. That's creating volume. The volume goes into the tree. That gets paid. It's leveraged. Why? Because up here, it was only you doing the work. And if it's only you doing the work, then how many times is that going to happen? Once a week, twice a week, 3 times, once a month, twice a month, 3 times. There's no limit to the number of people who can be in your business. And each time one of them does this and gets a cycle, every time that happens, that also produces income for you. That's what's going on up here. And so this is leveraged transaction income. There's no limit to the number of people. Up here, it's only you. Down here, it's leveraged transaction income. That's the fastest money in this company. That's the fastest money in the compensation plan. You'll hear figures coming out in the first week or two, and it's going to blow you away. And those figures are principally going to come from the leveraged transaction income. What is the next part of the income? It is the true residual income. Up here, a person bought the package, it generated direct sales commission, and it generated volume to feed the binary. What else happens? In order to use these services on an ongoing basis, we pay $20 per month maintenance here, 40 here, and 50 here. One half of that, 25, 20, 10. Also,
Samantha.
Residual component.
Yeah.
And so what do we?
Please remove Scott.
We get paid for our own productivity and
replace him with the new image of Randy.
Income. That then leads to each of these people who have acquired the product paying the monthly fee, and that then leads to pure residual income. Over time, as we add more and more packs, that adds more and more people to the residual side. When the dust all settles 3 years, 5 years from now, the preponderance of your income is the pure residual, with a declining percentage coming from new enrollments. In the earliest days, the majority comes from new enrollments. It then transitions to the majority being these ongoing maintenance fees. That's the business model. Jesus. The next compensation plan component is this. Whenever someone you've enrolled does this and earns a team commission, you receive a 10% matching bonus. They made $25, you get 2.5. What if they made 5,000? You see, these team commissions can go all the way to $50,000 per week, not month. So if they made $25, you make $2.5. If they made $50,000, you make $5. Everything in between is possible, folks. Everything in between is possible. And by the way, for any of you out there who your eyes just rolled to the top of your head, you heard me say $50,000 a week and your eyes rolled to the top of your head. Folks, if nothing else happens because you came here, except this, you came here tonight. And if because you're here tonight, you stop contemplating and considering in your life that which is likely. Because I could ask any of you right now, I could ask my friend Kim Parrish. Kim, is it likely that you make $50,000 a week at this? No, it's not likely. I could ask Tammy. Tammy, is it likely you make 50 grand a week at this? No, not likely. Kevin, is it likely? Why would I say it's not likely? Well, because $50,000 a week is an absurd amount of money that a fraction of a tiny percentage of people ever earn. So therefore, it's not likely. But is it possible? Yeah, it's altogether possible. And it's possible for you. It's possible for me. It's possible for you. It's possible for people that you introduce. That's the truth. If we stop focusing on that which is likely, because who cares? And if we instead focus on that which is possible, because we all care, then life takes on different, just takes on a different shape. Well, the matching bonus, 10% on generation 1, 10% on generation 2. The next compound component, rank advancement commissions. And here, I won't even go into all the numbers except to tell you they start at $500. The last one is $5,000. They total $11,500 per month. They're paid one time. The first time you hit various ranks as you advance in the plan. Most of it is focused on the first half to 2/3 of the plan. I was speaking to my friend WB, actually trading message with him last night, and he was right. He brought up something that I need to say here and clarify it because I had not been saying it as clearly as I could. There will be quite a few people who are in great big ranks advancement commissions the first day. But that is because, in my own case, in fact, I've been saying up until today that I saw this on February 17th and I said yes on February 18th. Today, one of my personally enrolled members told me, no, Randy, you called me on February 14th, Valentine's Day, and I remember now where he was.
He just keeps on going, doesn't he?
And so I saw this and heard about it on February 14th, and I acted on February 15th. So I've been off by a couple of days. But in the period of time since then, what has been assembled is the most striking base, and big parts of that talent have already refined themselves into leaders, many of you here. This is the beginning, the earliest assembly of the greatest leadership structure of my life that's happening. I can say today that the days since, now I know it was February 14th, not February 17th, but the days since February 14th have been equal to the most productive days of my life. And it's entirely possible when we're looking back a few weeks from now.
Samantha.
My life, and maybe my pretty big factor because what's going on. The last compensation plan, by the way, so I started with all that. People are going to make $11,500 the first day in those rank conditions, but that's because they've been working since February 14th, right? When the company goes live, when it formally launches and goes live, at that point, when it finally goes live, at that point, then we will no longer, I'm going to just move this here. Then at that point, we will no longer have people earning all those rate commissions immediately because they'll take longer. It will not be an event. It will be a process. That's one of the reasons to take this so energetically right now, because it is still possible right now to accomplish something great and to have those outsized checks, because we can still gather people together right now who don't have to fund their decision to say yes. And so quite a few of these rank advancement commissions will come out immediately. I'm starting as soon as we're formally launched. Then you won't be hearing me talking about people making all 11,500 in the first month, because that's not the truth. That's not the way that's specifically designed. It's designed to create these relatively smaller proofs of income immediately. And then finally, all those people who live at the top of the plan, it's called being a blue diamond. Being a blue diamond specifically means that they have to have 500 cycles per week. That's not a really big business, folks. That's not a really big business. That's still a modest sized business. And that will create an ability to share, to participate in. That will create an opportunity to participate in
per month if you're
1% of total company sales. 1% of total company sales being shared equally among all of those people who likewise live at that rank. Now, folks, I have become increasingly convinced. So this is a truly magic moment. This is a day that we don't see very frequently. And by the way, it's not surprising to see that there are those who would stop the progress. All great ideas have adversaries. And every time a new company comes and grows dramatically, that threatens other companies. I've had a couple of people asking me why it is that they would have these adversaries. Folks, it is because they have something to lose. It's because they have investment in some other company that's being negatively impacted by what our company will do. Perhaps there's a personality conflict someplace. Who knows? And who cares? What I do know is this: dogs don't chase parked cars. And people who perform like the idiocy that we've seen going on, they don't do that. There's not something important, truly, truly important going on.
In your dreams, Jesus,
make any impact whatsoever in my attitude and my demeanor. What I want you all to know is that Samantha and I are deeply committed to your success, that your success matters to us in a very, very personal way, and that there is no limit to what we'll do to help you accomplish those goals and objectives, whatever they are. Those things being said, I want to wish you all the best night in the history of nights and tell you that tomorrow we'll replay it. We'll do presentations at noon in the company presentation room, 6 at zoom.randyschrader.com, 8 the company presentation room, and again tomorrow night at 10 o'clock. And if any of you would just send me a message telling me of any specific candidate you have or any specific content you'd like to have delivered, then you can know that I will do my very best to do that for you. So God bless you all. Have the best night in history, and we will see you at the top. Bye-bye.
Oh, I see you at the top. Oh, really? Hit that button, Randy.
The recording has stopped.
You still there, Randy? You going to leave it on like you did the other day? We can hear you, Randy. Let's see what happens. Come on, what is going to happen? Do you think they're going to be here? I wonder if they're there still. They'll come back and they'll go, we. Like the other day, they left it on and we could hear them talking. And we could hear him making his dinner. Now, if you are following this Talk Fusion email service, there's no such service set up. There's no developers. There's no nothing. There's no proof of concept. There's no way in hell you're ever going to have video email. And they've removed me after calling them. I won't say what I called them online because I'll probably get a rating. But they're still live, and they'll probably be talking, waiting for everyone to leave. And we'll see. We'll see if we can we turn the camera on. Let's see if we can turn. We've still got many connections going. I'll put my hand up. See what we've got. Hand up. Gary's got his hand up. Let's see if I can turn the sound on. No, you can't turn the sound on. See if you can turn the camera on. No, you can't turn the camera on. See if you can go into the chat room. No, you can't chat. But you can put your hand up. See if they ask. So everyone here hasn't left. They must be just bots. All that gas and all that talking, he's done. It's just for what reason? He's going to come back on. Samantha's going to come in here and start telling us off. She'll be searching the internet to see whether we're live. We could always ring him, which would be quite cool. Let's ring him at the same time and see if he answers his, what do you call that thing? FaceTime. Let's go FaceTime. And they think that we're the competition. There is no competition, remember? Because he said there's no competition. Oh, you've been removed. Oh, that's funny. So that's been removed. We'll go back to here. We'll ring him. And I'll lower my hand. And we'll see what happens. So now we're down to 5 people. And I've rung them. Go gallery. And we'll see what happens. So they can't compete with that, can they? And now I rang them up. And why don't you show people how it works? Call again. We'll keep calling them. Down to 4 people. Process of elimination. And the host has ended the meeting. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Check out the other videos. Just go search for Randy Schroeder, whatever his name is. Check out his hashtag. It will be in the description below. Also, read the blog, any comments, any information if you've had dealings with this guy. And just while we've got your attention there, I want to show you something hard case. We'll just hang up on Randy because we're trying to ring him. This is, if you go here, and you can actually find videos of Randy who's been promoting things. So Rob Buster is another scammer who's a YouTuber who just posts everything. And if you go in here and you can search, you can see all the other scams that this guy's been promoting. So have a listen to this. I don't even know what this one is.
I would have names, but it is in fact a skill to learn to so live our lives so that our candidate list grows in front of us. I'd like to share with you a life experience of mine. A number of years ago, I was planning on making negative references to others to eradicate that from my personality and from my go buy a new suit. And I know the brands that I might.
Okay, so you've got him here. So what is the brand that this guy was promoting? Kenaway. So you go to Kenaway, and I don't know why my browser's not quite doing what it should have done. Can't reach the website. So that was another thing. Oh, no, that's a bad URL. Let's just try that. Kenaway invalid website. Oh, my goodness. So Kenaway. So that's the product that he was selling. I'll just fix this up. Won't be a second because it looks like it's not quite working the way it should. Screen share and Chrome and Kenaway. That's better. So this was a product that he was pushing and peddling at the time, which I know nothing about other than, hemp oil. So this is probably where he claims he's made his millions, is it? I don't know. Is this his company? Who would know? But if you want to do a bit of shit and giggle stuff, what you can do is you can go to here and you can read the description of Rob Buster's, so you've got Rob Buster who's trying to get a commission. Kenaway is what he was talking about. And down here somewhere, you'll find all these onboarding links for Rob Buster who thinks that people are going to click on these and sign up. But I'm looking for the tag here. There it is. Right, so here's this guy. So at the moment you can see when you go to the tag, Randy, I can't even say his last name, it's not.
Randy Schroeder.
Randy Schroeder, Scrotum. Randy Scrotum, we'll call him from now on. And you can see that he's been promoting Kenaway quite a lot. And you can see all the products. So it looks like we're going to start ruining this guy's promotion. Mechanics of Kenaway. So am I right that he's been promoting another product called Kenaway? I don't know. Any information about Randy, the better. But there's another video of Randy doing his daily chores. 20 people in the Zoom meeting, for God's sake. 9 of them were us and Bob, and we did manage to scribble over the screen, so we'll make that interesting. We've already started creating the thumbnail for today's video. I'll just have a wee sneak preview of that to see what we've come up with. And unfortunately, okay, so this is what we've come up with so far today. I do love ChatGPT. Okay, so we need to, what do? We need to click that button. So you can see he's having problems here with himself. Now I have to redo this image because we've got 3 Randys on the screen, and we've still got Samantha, who seems to be very upset for some reason. But anyway, you'll get the idea. All right, see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. And I'm Danny de Hek, a.k.a. the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger. See you in the next video. Have a great evening, morning or night, wherever you are. It is 3:15 here in the afternoon on a Wednesday. See ya.